Hi everyone! So today we're going to go over how to use your garment scraps. There's a lot of different garment fabrics, but in this case we're going to talk about using your 4-way and 2-way stretch knit fabrics. It could also be a lycra or whatever, but generally they're knit. And I've made this super awesome headband here, and it only took like 5 minutes. Like, it's super freaking quick. And I've already knocked out like a whole bunch of my other garment fabrics. So we're going to go through the approximate dimensions you'll want to use, and the type of sewing machine you want to use, and then you'll be done, like, super quick. So hopefully this inspires you to make all the different things. Go ahead, and if you're new to sewing, or if you just want to get inspired, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you like everything you see, go ahead and, help me out on Patreon. I'd appreciate that. But we're going to go over how to make a headband using your scrap garment fabric. So for working on our headband today, I'm using some scrap garment fabric. So I made other stuff with the super awesome fabric, and I'm like, okay, what else am I going to do with it? I like it, but yeah. So sometimes I can work on like scarves, but I'm in Florida now, so I don't need to worry about scarves. Instead, I'm going to make some headbands, some head wraps. So this little bit right here will be pretty easy. I'm just going to get a 21-inch strip. Alright. And I'm wanting to actually do about 6 inches wide. So like, I have all this. I haven't figured out what to do with that yet, other than like making a square to finish off an edge. But I'm not keeping it. I never use scissors anymore if I can help it. These rotary cutters are a lifesaver for sure. You can make nice clean lines and not have to worry about it. Alright. And I'm going to make this at 6 inches wide. You can make a narrower or whatever to fit whatever you have left. I'm not going to worry about that 1.5 inches of fabric or 1.25 inches of fabric that I could use. So I'm going to work on this. I'm going to fold it into thirds. The middle section isn't as important as the edges here. And then I'm going to fold right sides together. And I'm going to be using a serger, which is going to be about 3/8 inch seam allowance, maybe a 1/2 inch if I want to cut a little off. But if you want to use a sewing machine, or if you're not sure about your serger's capability, go ahead and grab another scrap and go ahead and fold that up into 6 layers. Make sure your machine can get through it. If you are using a normal sewing machine, make sure you're using a ballpoint needle, because a regular needle will fight with you. So always test it before you work on your project. So we're going to go over to the sewing machine and I'll show you how to stitch from there. We're almost done. Alright, so we're at my serger, and I still have those right sides together. Everything's all lined up. I'm actually going to cut just a little bit off, so I'm going to line that edge up to the edge of the table. And just put it under my foot. I guess I really don't have to, but it's just a habit I've gotten into. There we go. Oh, not quite. There we go. Always make sure you leave plenty of tail for this. I'm going to get my double-eye needle and see if I can focus in on me. I'm going to get my double-eye needle and fold these little ends in, or you can also just cut off close and use some fray check or liquid stitch, and it usually does the trick. But I like to have that physical security and tuck those edges in, which will be in another video of how to tuck those in. And if I fold it to the other side, look, it's right sides together. It's super freaking awesome. It almost matches. So when you have your headband, has this. We don't even need to worry about finishing these edges because it's a jersey knit. It won't fray and unravel. I mean, some exclusions apply, of course, but in general, we are fine. Some people like to put a little decorative rolled hem edge on there, which you would have done before doing that seam we just did. But now you have a headband. Alright, so I'm going to finish off these edges using my, you can either use a really thick, like upholstery type needle with a large eye, or you can use a double eye needle. I can't find my double eye needle right now, of course, so I am only going to just use this. I have it tucked in to the upper and lower looper threads. I'm just going to thread that through the eye. It's easier with my double eye needle, the eye is a little bit bigger. There we go. All I have to do is pull it through. And I'll trim off that excess. If I do it in between the layers, then I won't be able to see it on either side. But if I just do it to one side, then I'll still be able to see. It doesn't really matter because it's the wrong side of the fabric anyway. No one's really seeing it. So I'll do the same thing to the other side. Alright, and I'll just trim those and be good to go. Alright, so now we've finished our headband. I just put it on. There's a couple ways you can put it on, of course. I like having the broader side on the back and the narrower side on the front. It kind of creates this sort of triangle shape, which is cool. Or you can just turn it around, and this is not going to be graceful, but here we go. Which also works just fine. I could even kind of scrunch it under, make it look more like that classic headband style. So you've got options. And it only takes a matter of minutes. So like when you're done with your project, then you can go ahead and just make it because you're already there. If you have any other questions on how I made this project, go ahead and put it in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer any questions. And I hope this helps you get ideas for using your garment fabrics. All right, thanks guys, have a good one. Like and subscribe.